I'm Sam.
I'm Tim.
I just didn't want it to echo on me. Like,
I know. I was like, good.
Yeah. Hey guys. Hey, how's it going? I'm back. Not echoing.
Wait, there's not 2 Adams sitting here?
There's like 7 Adams actually.
Yeah. When you turned it off, I was like still hearing it echo because you had talked for a few minutes beforehand. It's like my ears are broken.
You got them broken ears again?
Yeah. I can't believe you didn't breathe deeply.
I'm just gonna pull that in post.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I have quite a bit of breathing beforehand.
That's true.
Yeah. Tim didn't get to hear it though, so he's gonna have to listen to the episode.
I'll have to listen to it. Yeah.
Yeah. But this week we got Mandy, and we'll get into why I'm trying to do weird echoes. And I probably will never do it again, but that was fun for a second.
Yeah, right? Something's short. It works for.
Right? Yeah, like we rented it. Tim, did you? It's on Tubi for free, but
Yeah, I rented it.
Who
I
wants
thought, it
commercials?
I thought it came on Amazon Prime free, like it's labeled that way on IMDb or something, but
That's
I
a
ended up having to
lie.
rent it.
Oh.
yeah. But the synopsis for this one is the enchanted lives of a couple in a secluded forest are brutally shattered by a nightmarish hippie cult and their demon biker henchmen, propelling a man into a spiraling, surreal rampage of vengeance.
The entire plot of the film. Once
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
Nothing
Yeah.
left a mystery there.
Yeah, like what is up with these synopsises? Like somebody went through
Synopsis?
IMDb synopsi. Somebody went through IMDb and was like, "I'm gonna put every single plot point in all of these."
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the short one.
I know, it's crazy.
Like, look at there are 3 longer ones.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't want to know that much detail, man.
Well, fun
Right.
fact though,
One sentence.
this movie has a character named Mandy in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which you don't
Sure.
really find out her name until pretty far in. I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you know? Do you know Nicolas Cage's character's name?
Nope.
No.
All right, let's play the game. The game of games. It is a color.
Color.
Gray.
Teal?
No.
I like
no.
Red.
Yes.
His
That's
name's
what I was gonna
Red?
say originally.
His name is Red Miller.
Oh, do they ever say his name?
No, not once in the entire film.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I only know because I had to look up
Vindicated.
shit.
I
Yeah.
knew he wasn't hip enough to be a gray, but that was all I could come up with.
Now,
Definitely not hip enough to be teal.
yeah, probably not. Tim, did you watch this at night or did you watch this in the daylight?
Daylight.
Sam and I watched it at dusk. So it was the sun was
Nice.
setting and then it
Yeah.
was getting dark out. And then you know the beautiful pink cocktail sign that you have? It's not in camera. Well, we left it on, and that was the only thing we left on upstairs.
So it's probably
So we had this nice eerie pink glow coming down the staircase.
And I was like, I'm not going back up there to turn it off. I don't give a shit. Like, it'll stay on till the morning. And then I came in here this morning and it was all pink glow. And I'm like, all right, I'm over it now. But
Yeah,
after
we're
the
good.
movie, I was like, fuck that shit. I'm not going over there. Oh, man.
Fantastic. Well, the movie started off strong, in
Yeah?
my opinion. Yeah. Even the intro and stuff I enjoyed.
I would say so, yeah.
It's very unsettling. Like, the music
Yeah.
from the beginning is
Dude.
like, oh,
Goodbye
God.
real fast.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so there's the music in this movie is intense.
Very.
Yes.
Like, it's its own character.
Definitely.
Was synth really that big in the 80s? Because this makes it
Don't
seem like
know.
it. And also, like Stranger Things, I swear they use it a lot too.
Yeah.
Like The Shining kind of has.
I think I feel like that's more of like a
It transports me
I
to
don't
the
know,
80s
something-
for what it's worth.
it's something used in films nowadays to portray that
Era.
time,
Mhm.
but it's not. I don't know that it was popular back then, but I don't know much about music. But I'm curious about that because I don't know. I feel like it's just used a lot for that time period.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what if it wasn't even that popular, but Hollywood has just decided like this is what the 80s
Right.
sounds like.
Yeah.
Right.
This is what it sounds like.
That has happened in the past. I can't remember it, but I was reading something about that a while ago. And yeah, that happens
I could see that.
where we decide history.
Yeah. Well, and like the neons and all of that are their own little character
Oh,
too. All
yeah.
the pink and purple and red. Like I was like,
Yep.
oh God.
And then he like pulls out the horn of Xerxes or some shit and whistles it. And then 3 bikers roll up. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that guy's on a 4-wheeler, but we'll okay that.
Yeah.
That was weird. And I'm like, is that a Spike Man?
Yeah, he's
Yeah. Well, okay, so like the movie kind of builds, right? Obviously, as good horror movies do. But like the first part, you're kind of like watching them chill, you know what I mean? But like by the time the biker gang is rolling up and they're going to bed in their little like glass room, and then it pans to like the silhouettes in the red, I'm like, I need to get out of this film. Like, I don't want to watch anymore. And we're only like 10 minutes in. Like,
Dude, the freeze frame on Mandy's face.
oh, that's horrible too. I hated
Yeah.
it. I was like, this is
I thought it
horrible.
like glitched for a second, and no, it just holds it for like
No,
5
it
seconds.
holds it for a
too
while, yeah.
long. Because like if they would have cleared it earlier, you would have been like, whatever, it's not a big deal. But
But they were very good at things like that in this film. It's made to make you uncomfortable, I feel like.
Oh,
And I mean,
yeah.
it's a weird film, but rightfully done. I said that weird. Done the right way.
Yeah.
Like it's weird, but good weird. Like it elicits the response I think you're supposed to have to it, because it's just like, oh,
yeah,
like that's the only thing I can
Dude.
think of. It's just oh.
Sam's like freaking out when they're dropping the eye drops into her eye.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm freaking out because they pull out like a hornet or something, the
That's
stinger.
so big.
Dang, what the fuck is that?
I don't know, man.
What?
And then it's like pushing her face onto Jeremiah's face, and you're like,
Yeah.
what is happening?
I don't even.
Yeah. Well, and that scene continues, and then she's like laughing. The laughing and him like
Oh yeah.
being angry about it goes on for too long. I was like,
Yeah.
this is horrible.
It's like her laugh gets very deformed and like I don't know, like
Yeah.
demented kind
Yeah.
of.
It's crazy. Well, and up until the point where we like see Nick Cage kidnapped as well, like I found myself thinking, well, I guess it's even before Mandy's kidnapped. Like I'm forgetting that Nick Cage is in this movie because he's like barely shown.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
not really there.
And so you're like, why is Nick Cage in this movie? Like, this is so weird. Like, he could have just, until a certain point, he could have just been removed and it would have been like its own weird little
Yeah.
indie movie. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. And this kind of gets weird. Okay. So Panos Cosmatos, he did Beyond, Tim, maybe you've heard of it, Beyond the Black Rainbow. Sorry, you watch horror movies, so I thought you might have seen
Yeah,
it.
that one it might sound familiar. I'd have
So-
to think about it for a minute.
So I don't know what year this was, but Elijah Wood's like, hey, Nicolas Cage, can you watch this film? Because this director would like you to be in this movie. And he's like,
Interesting.
sure, I'll watch it. All right, now I can't sleep for 7 days. Cool. Thanks, man. But yeah, this script looks really good. I really want to play Red. And the director's like, I see you as Jeremiah.
Oh,
Really?
that would have been really weird.
So,
That would have been super weird.
Right. Okay. So a year later, Elijah Wood's like, "Hey, Panos, like let me talk to Nicolas Cage again, and we'll see. Like you two sit down and have a conversation, and they do. And he's like, you know what? Yeah, you can be Red, because he wanted Red to be younger and
Okay.
Jeremiah to be
Okay.
older.
I mean,
Gotcha.
to be fair, I was thinking about this watching it. I feel like I've seen so many films about like revenge stories and stuff, and certain people just don't fit that. And Nick doesn't really come off as that type of person to me.
Mhm.
It's like I need to know the backstory of the character, which
Yeah.
you don't really get in this film of him, because he clearly has some kind of backstory that's just left up in mystery, because he goes and talks to his friend that has his crossbow and stuff.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
But it's just like, yeah. But coming from Prisoners in the Ghostland, where it's kind of like a action revenge thing, like this is an action revenge one. I feel like the genre is kind of getting overdone, but I don't know.
Yeah.
He's better than Liam Neeson in any fucking revenge movie, though.
now, Nicolas Cage, would you say this is like a role you would want, or like what would you say your perfect role is?
And it has been my passion to play Captain Nemo.
Oh.
Captain Nemo, 20,000
That would be
Leagues
cool.
Under the Sea.
I would enjoy that, I think.
I think I want that now.
Let's
Disney?
do a remake.
With an accent? I don't know. Would you
No,
have
no
that?
accent. Just have Nicolas Cage be
Just,
Nicolas
just Nick
Cage.
be Nick, yeah.
He may or may not
Less
be
and
a
less
little.
clothing every movie.
Yeah, he might be a little tall for a submarine.
Yeah, a little bit.
Who's to say?
Typically,
It's
you
Captain
want.
Nemo though, so it's gonna be a fancy submarine.
Oh yeah,
True.
for sure. I just love that. Yeah, Nicholas, Mr. Nick Cage, Nicky, you want to be Captain Nemo, but like, I thought you were doing a good job being out in this Pacific Northwest. Like, is that your favorite setting?
I know my first love is the ocean. Even before I loved my parents, I was in love with the sea.
So that kind of, I get that. Yeah, like
Wanted to
Yeah,
be
that's fair.
Captain Nemo.
Captain
based
Nemo, yeah,
on
'cause, like-
loving the
Yeah.
ocean.
I did think that maybe Nick, you liked the Pacific Northwest because I mean, Pig is also in Seattle.
I don't remember.
I think so.
I think so. Yeah. Portland.
Portland? Oh, probably Portland.
Yeah.
Shit gets weird
Yeah.
there.
It was Portland. Yeah.
There you go.
You've seen it?
Oh yeah, I watched it after we talked about it.
Oh, nice. What'd you think?
Yeah. Very good.
It's so good.
Sad.
good.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But where were we, guys?
Well, you were talking about the buddy that he goes to visit and his backstory. So I did really
Yeah.
like one of the quotes from there because he's like, I got some other shit you might need. And I was just like, as he's like picking through the weapons, I don't know. That like
He-
just perfectly sets up the revenge plot in my
He
mind.
also was like, "What you hunting, Jesus freaks?"
Yeah.
Jesus freaks or whatever he says.
Yeah. Oh, man.
The one thing I kind of wished we saw Red do in this film was smash somebody into the ground, because there was the whole story of the starlings that Mandy
Oh, yeah.
had at the beginning of the film.
Oh yeah, how they were. Yeah, I forgot about that. Kind of repressed that.
It's, yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
also,
of course there were two crows.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the third, if you will, you must know.
But like that scene is specifically like I had beef with because she's like asking him like, "Oh, are you asleep?" And he's like, "No, I had a bad dream." And like that's what you choose to talk about
Yeah.
after he's had a bad dream is like, "Oh, let
Right.
me tell you about the smashing some starlings." Like I was like, "Who the fuck does this?" Like he wants to go back
Dude,
to sleep.
Well, not only that, but like how she brings up afterwards, like what happened, because he said, "What'd you do?" or whatever. She said, she paused and says, "I got scared and ran away."
Yeah.
Like, no, you didn't. You smashed a fucking bird.
Yeah.
Like 100%.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Uh.
I did not like that.
Mm-mm.
Why is it that every time in the 60s, 70s, 80s, these like cult groups are called children of the something or other? You all are fucking adults,
Old ass adults.
but it's always
Yeah,
children.
I don't know. It's just kind of like that verbiage is kind of just like follower, right?
Yeah.
I know.
Same term. Yeah, but I get what you're saying.
Like, there are other words you could use.
They just want to
Yeah, there are lots like follower.
Yeah. They just want to be absolved of their issues.
sure.
Like have their childlike innocence.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
They can blame it on other stuff if needed.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading through my notes. I'm going back to that scene where she had the wasp, the hornet
Ugh. Yes.
injection.
Yeah.
The light trails were super cool.
Oh, with like her
Mm.
head. Yeah, yeah.
Like when he was waving
Yeah.
his arm and it was.
Yeah.
And then I have a note that says, "I'm not 100% sure I'm sober right now."
I mean, it does kind of look that way though. Like,
I mean, that film, yeah, it's very trippy on its own. It feels like. I mean, it's just. I thoroughly enjoyed it, mind you. Like it's
Yeah.
just like how it was filmed, very different.
It was
Yeah.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And that this is a random note I wanted to bring up just because it's kind of odd.
okay.
Okay, so Mandy at one point is wearing a Motley Crue shirt
Okay.
Okay.
with like the star on it and whatnot.
Right.
So if you are aware of how films are being made, you have to pay for that or you have to get
Yes.
permission. Well, Panos goes over to Nick and he's like, "Hey Nick, can you give your friend, are you still friends with Vince from Motley Crue?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, can you give him a call? I want to use one of these shirts on set." He's like, "Yeah, man, of course. Like, I'll just be like, I got this smoking hot babe that's going to be wearing your shirt
Oh my
in our
god.
movie." Something of that degree. And then he brings Vince to the premiere.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
So like they are actually friends.
That's
That's
funny.
cool.
Like it's kind of just like a weird story.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Now, the first half, we've kind of gotten in on the first half because this film, in my opinion, is split into two. the Mandy half and then the Nicolas Cage half.
Yeah, or at least split into the 3 natural ones that they have
Yeah.
of like them telling the
Right.
story, the crazy people, and then Nick's revenge. But yeah, I mean, at least Nick not a character. Nick is a character.
Yeah, Red
Yeah.
exists. The amount of blood in this movie.
Yeah, I feel like, but I think you were trying to say we covered the first half without Nick pretty well. And
Yeah, I
then
was trying to move to the second
move
half.
to the second half where he turns into a crazy person. Yeah, I mean, he smashes a lot of people. And like, honestly, I don't have very many notes from this section because like I was getting appalled and uncomfortable like all the time. You know what I mean?
Constantly,
Like
yeah.
he goes to kill the bikers first and like there's some pretty gnarly kills there.
Dude, and then he just starts doing all their drugs.
Oh
Yeah, that was fucking great.
yeah.
At one point, like he goes to the chemist that's like making all the drugs. And like, what did he do? He just like, hold on, do I have the note? Yes.
He just
How would
dipped
you
his
react
finger
if
in it.
someone licks their fingers and is like, and just stares at you? That's the first thing he says to Red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then he like, what was he doing? I guess he was trying to find out, like, tell him where they were. But then he like looks up with like his mouth open, and then he's like, "Go north" or something like that. I was like, "What the fuck?"
He used the stars. The stars spoke to him.
Or something. Yeah. And then he's got like a tiger in a cage just chilling. Oh, don't worry about
Lizzie.
Lizzie. Like
Lizzie
Lizzie,
the tiger was originally a
What the fuck?
fucking lizard.
that would make more sense.
Lizzie the lizard, yeah.
Yeah. A tiger
then-
is like, damn.
So they didn't tell. So the chemist, not I don't know, whatever. He comes on set. He read the script and he's like, okay, I got a lizard over in a big cage. I'm gonna release it, and then Panos goes to him. He's like, by the way, it's a tiger now.
No big deal.
Oh,
Oh my
man, they apparently Panos did his first film with Spectravision, which is Elijah Wood's production company, and he loved working with them because basically that production company's goal is to make independent films, make their films.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And like apparently like they stop all like the producers from like coming on set and giving additional notes that aren't needed.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, like what did you think of working with Panos, Nick?
Because Panos is a filmmaker that knows what he wants, it's very relaxing for the performers because we can feel liberated knowing that we're giving him what he needs and he's directing us in a way where we can hit the bullseye.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
And was it a good time on set?
It was one of the best experiences I've had on set.
Oh,
There you
nice.
go.
And he fought a giant dude with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
He did, which was awesome.
Like the chainsaw fight. I was like, have I ever seen a chainsaw fight? Like, I don't know.
gosh.
And then that chainsaw is fucking huge.
I know.
I loved it when he was like pulling it out. It just kept going. I was like, "Oh, this is great."
So much like just gore from that. Like there wasn't much gore from that, but like he was winning with the short blade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the beginning of the film, you're shown that he knows how to use a chainsaw.
Yes.
Yes.
So we were like, and on the poster, I think he has a chainsaw.
He
So we
does.
were like waiting for it.
Yeah.
So I was actually kind of surprised, and I don't know if Adam, you were too, when he makes like Mandy the axe thing. Like I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I thought he'd just grab a chainsaw based on the
Right.
poster and all that.
He
So-
builds that silver axe, which is awesome.
Yeah, who does that?
I don't know. Like he just fucking.
And he
But
was,
I'm glad he did. And I was waiting for him to throw it at someone, and he finally did.
yeah.
There were
Did
so
it
many
just-
opportunities. I was like, just chug it. It'll be awesome. And he finally does.
I like how the reasoning is it would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he finally chucks it at the weirdo cleaning the car.
Mm-hmm.
I think for next season or in a future season we should do a bingo. Because I did not have Nicolas Cage blacksmithing on my bingo card.
Right?
Yeah. True.
Well, and he was
Mm.
sober when he was doing that. This was before he took
I
any of their
know.
drugs.
Yeah, this is
like,
before. He's like, you know what? Before I go, I should make a weapon.
yeah.
Let me make it look weird as shit and as many pointy edges as possible. But he seemed like he knew what he was doing with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, and like, so he goes and he kills all those people, and then at the end, like he's driving in the car and he's covered in blood with like
Oh
the
my
crazy
God.
grain. Like I don't think I've ever like that's seared in my
That was-
brain. I don't think I
that
can
was
ever remove
fantastic.
that. Like it's unsettling to me right now that it's still
It's
stuck
very
in there.
like unsettling, but also fucking great because
It
he's
is.
just staring at the ghost of Mandy, and then like it goes back, and he's just like wide-eyed and grinning.
Yeah.
I started
Oh.
laughing. I lost it. I thought it was hilarious.
I thought at first like that was my favorite shirt. It was just such a cheesy line.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then you see like at the end, it was the shirt he met Mandy in, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Still cheesy. That was my favorite
Yeah.
shirt. It's all covered in blood now, man.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fucked up anyway. But it had already been cut by that point, so
Yeah, it was
He was like,
already
whatever.
ruined.
Yep.
yeah. But I didn't know. I mean, did anybody look up like the ending explained? Because he's like driving and then it's like, I don't know, like we're in space or something. Did you
That
guys
was
notice that?
in relation to the story she was reading,
Okay.
which is a fake story.
Okay.
It was I don't remember the name, but it was named after, I shit you not, Johansson. It was he was the music director on this film, but he passed away, so the movie is dedicated to him.
Oh.
And that book, the title is the title of one of his songs.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
Well,
cool.
there you go.
I got you.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I definitely-
the Suns and Saturn is like actually big in Nick Cage's life. Like Saturn Productions is his production company.
Yeah. Oh, that's kind of cool to know too. But I definitely thought the biker guys were going to be some kind of actual demons, though,
I did
because
too.
the first one he hits with the arrow, and then he goes to run over him, and he launches off of
fucking
him.
launched.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Okay, these are people.
Yeah.
Like,
I know. I'm sitting here like, okay, so we actually summoned demons. Okay.
yeah,
We went
which would have been
some,
rather interesting.
we went Lovecraft, like H.P. Lovecraft on this or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they could have gotten away with that too, because when you first see them and they roll up, like it was deliberately dark. Like you couldn't really
Oh my
tell like
God.
what they were. Like
Mhm.
you saw
Yeah.
Spiky Dude, but like that's about
And they
it.
talked weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were just like gargling and stuff. But
And the one guy was like wet and squishy, but he didn't
Yeah.
look wet and squishy. I
That
was
guy
like,
was
I don't
just
like
straight
this.
up like, they went to the closest sex store and just bought the full gimp outfit.
yeah.
Yeah. And
then
he's
covered him in
squishing
oil.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh.
Not
Yeah.
for you, man.
Mm-mm.
So, well, I was going to bring up my favorite scene
Okay.
Do it.
was them watching TV and eating.
Was it the
Because-
static TV or was it actually a show?
No, they were watching the show,
Okay.
a movie. I can't remember what movie, but it was like an older movie. But both of them were like just watching Nick as he eats, but he was like intensely watching the TV,
Yeah.
like he was actually enthralled. I thought that was so good. For some reason, I was super into that
That
scene.
was the best acting Tim has ever
It
seen.
was so good.
Yeah. I remember seeing that scene being like, this is like, it's just kind of weird because you're like,
Yeah.
he's really into this.
He's really in like, yeah. It was really
I am
good.
in this movie now because he is so into watching his movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Movieception.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a couple of like weird stuff when they were building their characters at the beginning before the hippie shows up. Like her, like obviously the freeze frame that we talked about, but some of the other stuff of them just like staring. Like she comes out of the lake at one point, I think,
Oh yeah, that was weird as
and
shit.
she's just like in
Yeah.
the firelight staring, and you're like, oh, what is happening?
Yeah, and also like Sam was freaked out by the windows, like their bed being surrounded by windows.
Could not. Could not do that.
Yeah, I'd be a little weird about that too.
And no drapes. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
couldn't
it
do that.
depends. Because thinking about it, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Because at first I was like, oh, they're just on like a porch and there's a screen. And that would be kind of cool in the middle of the nowhere where you don't expect people to come by.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, it's glass. And I was like, and I started thinking about it. I was like, well, yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Like maybe for a night or something, but not
Yeah.
all the time.
yeah.
Yeah, like
Unless
but
it's elevated. If it
that's
was
what I
elevated,
said.
second level, I'd be
Mhm.
okay with it.
First
First
level,
level? No.
Yeah.
No.
uncomfortable.
Yep.
That makes my skin crawl because all I can do is I can see the silhouette in the red and then them panning in bed surrounded by glass. I'm like, no.
Dude, and then like they so they're like, oh, sacrifice the fat kid.
Yeah.
And then they don't sacrifice him until they're at the house. They do. You do see him get pulled away.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
But it was like later, and I'm like, the fuck?
Right.
Yeah, that was odd. Mm-hmm.
Truly trippy.
Yeah.
Fucking Jesus freaks.
Jesus.
Also, like, when I think of hippies, it's not these hippie death cults. And I would have said this is more of a Jesus death cult.
Yeah.
They definitely weren't like hippies, in my opinion.
Nah.
Well, they didn't come off that way.
The younger girl that got to live, she was hippie-esque.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, both the women
and actually
were.
the older lady.
Yeah, the two women were. The two.
They kind of came off that way. The other dudes were just cultists.
Yeah, those were just straight
crazy fucking cultists.
A lot of Charlie Manson. Yeah, a lot of Charles Manson. Like, it was very close. Like, he was a failed musician, just like this guy.
Yeah.
If you like the Carpenters, you'll love my song. Did you write this about yourself?
Oh man.
I don't know why that line, when she delivered
it's
that.
so good because she destroys him with it.
Yeah.
She just absolutely destroys him, which inevitably leads to
her demise. Yeah, and Andrea Riseborough, I don't know how to say her last name, does a pretty good job at playing this semi-innocent person in the wild. I say semi-innocent because we don't really know.
We don't know what happened with the Starlings, but we have theories.
she smashed the
Yeah, exactly.
for sure. Not under her own will, I'm sure, but
under duress.
yes, exactly.
Yeah, she does. I mean, she does a good job. I think everybody does a good job in this film. I was trying to see if anybody took me out, and not really.
No, everybody was solid. Okay, so this movie was nominated for, it won 13 awards.
Nice.
Was nominated for 43 others.
All right.
It got a critic review of 90%.
Damn.
Which is high for a horror film.
Yeah.
Because to me, like, this movie had a story. And some horror movies are just there to scare people.
Yeah.
It's like there's varying degrees. Tim watches way more, so he could actually get in depth on that. But the audience gave it a 67%. IMDb 6.5 out of 10, and Google with a 75%. Now, I am the picker of the film.
Yes.
And as the picker of the film,
I liked this.
I'm not surprised by that.
Yeah.
It was appropriately weird. Like, I need horror movies to be weird. They can't be just
I was just about to say, because this is a horror movie, but that's only because there's no other way to label it. You can't label it weird.
Yeah.
Right? There's no genre that's weird, which is exactly what this is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a weird film done right.
Yeah.
I fully agree.
Anyway, go on.
And, like, for me, I liked it better than Renfield, so technically I'm flipping it on.
Whoa.
So it's my number one right now.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I just liked it. I know everybody's like, oh, it's probably one of Nicolas Cage's best performances. I'm like, I kind of agree with that.
It's very good.
He brought me in, and I was there.
Yeah.
So Tim, I'm gonna let you go next, and
yeah, okay.
since you've already kind of said yours.
Yeah, I kind of did. I kind of jumped the gun, but no, this was a fantastic film. I think. I mean, I actually had to think about it a little bit. Felt a lot was going on. I thought Nick Cage was actually pretty enthralling in this film. Aside from the whole like revenge story stuff and getting tired of that kind of stuff, it was still a very good film. And I'm wrestling with myself on if it's better, if I like it more than Renfield. And I think what it's going to come down to is I would probably watch Renfield more than I would rewatch this.
Yeah.
But that's just because Renfield's more of a turn it on and listen to it, or if you're doing something. So I'm really not sure where I want to put it.
Gone in 60 Seconds. Yeah, that's got to be number one for
sure.
you.
That's like number one. But as it stands, I think I have to go. Oh, I don't know. I coming into this, it was Renfield, then this, and then the other movie we watched, but
Prisoners of
the Prisoners.
Ghostland.
But I don't know. It's tough because I would rewatch this for sure.
This feels like a Halloween movie for me. Like every
That's a good way to put it.
Every 4 years, I would rewatch this. I have to give Sam time to forget how scared she was last time.
Yeah, and I would definitely watch this with other people or make them watch it. So
yes,
and I think I would do that more than I would I would tell people to watch Renfield, but this one is one I would want to watch with people.
You want to be in the room?
Yes, so that would actually solidify it for me. I would put that above Renfield.
Isn't it your number dose?
Yeah.
Nice.
There we go. We got there.
Hot damn.
Flip on. Yeah.
What? Yeah, I know. I was watching this. I'm like, I think Tim's gonna like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It started off so strong, and then it just kept going. It's great.
Did Rihanna watch it with you or no?
No, well, I'm gonna make her watch it.
Yeah, I was gonna say
She'll love it. I know she will.
Yeah, she's a horror person.
Yeah.
Now Sam, who did not like Midsummer, may I add?
I feel like Adam read my notes because we were sitting at dinner tonight and he was like, I'm pretty sure I know exactly what you're going to say about this film. And it's spot on. Like, it's very unsettling and horrible. And it's like worse than Midsummer, but like that's the vibe that it's going for. So I can't knock it. But me personally, I'm never going to watch it again. I don't give a shit. Like I
4 or 5 years, I'll
have
get her.
too much of an overactive imagination for me to be able to watch this again. But I do think it was good. Like I get it. I think a lot of people should watch it, especially if you're into this sort of thing.
Mhm.
Even if you're not, I think you should watch it because it's like Midsummer.
different.
It's wild. It's different.
Yeah,
it's very like scarring. So I mean, it's worth it. Why not? But me personally, it's gonna be a no for me. So I have it. Gone in 60 Seconds, Renfield, this, and then Prisoners of the Ghostland. So almost what
Still
Tim
be
had.
Prisoners, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's not as bad as Prisoners of the Ghostland.
Well, okay.
So we all have a different list.
Yeah,
then,
we're officially
technically.
different.
We
Yeah.
actually do. It was close though. It was almost the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for different reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if somebody was like, hey, Tim's like, oh, I'm gonna turn this on, then like, okay, I guess I'll stay in the room. But Prisoners of the Ghostland, I'd be like, no, I'm leaving. Bye, Tim.
Yeah.
Like I can't.
And
Yeah,
like
no, I wouldn't even put that on.
I know.
if someone was like, "Hey, Adam, what's a horror movie? You watch a lot of movies. What's a horror movie I could watch?" I really liked Midsummer. I'd be like, "You should watch Mandy."
Yeah, seriously. If you
Yeah.
liked Midsummer, this is a shoe-in.
I
think.
know they're not the exact same because, like, actually, as far as coloring goes, they're 100% the like
They're the
contrast.
opposite.
They're
They're
contrast.
opposites.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Ari Aster was able to make a horror film in the daylight,
Mhm.
Yeah, and it's fucking awesome.
and then there's Sam.
If you like this episode, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at FlipperFlix. I guess we don't have to say it anymore, but I'm going to do it anyway because I'm old. Follow along, see what we're doing. Interact if you'd like to.
Yeah, hit us up there. I don't know. You can also give us recommendations on other of those sites, or you can go to our website at www.flipperflix.com. Yeah, we do a couple recommendations each season, so we just love we're trying to pander right now. We're trying to get you to come to our website, give us some clicks, and recommend us a movie because, we're going to have to pick those eventually, and more the merrier, right?
Yeah.
You can also, speaking of pandering, you can also rate and review us on Apple, Spotify now. Oh, we also do polls there occasionally, so that's always fun.
Answer Adam's questions.
Answer all of my questions, God damn it.
And if you're wondering, when can I catch these fools? You can catch us at 1 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays. We're on Spotify, as Adam mentions, where he does his polls. We're on Apple, Google, Amazon. I believe you can subscribe on the various platforms, and that way you'll get like a push notification or it'll come right into your queue, so that way you don't ever have to look at the clock on Thursday. It'll just be there for you. Kitty!
Can you read Bye later.